I was talking to a friend of mine last night about what's going on at my job yesterday, and the word or the phrase puppet master came to mind. And puppet mastering, the act of puppet mastering, is diabolical. Let's just say that. That's a word that we haven't heard in a while because these days we say narcissism, gaslighting, projection, and all of that, but this is nothing new under the sun. Confirmation, y'all hear that car? Because I really feel like they low-key trying to puppet master me. And I was watching Oracle Bay 444. She said that projection and chaos and confusion is black magic and spell work and basically witchcraft. Because if a person is trying to confuse you or trying to send chaos your way, it's black magic, witchcraft, and all of that. Because I had to call off work today because I had a situation at work yesterday where I am being responsible for stuff that I have that's not my responsibility. And then on top of that, it just seemed like it's one thing after another. I don't know if it's how my mind is set up that I just cannot mentally take chaos and confusion and negativity, and I cannot. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is for somebody to put something on me that's not my responsibility and attempting to puppet master me to get me to do what they want me to do. So when someone is puppet mastering you, it means they are trying to manipulate or control your actions, decisions, or behaviors, often without you realizing it. In this context, the term refers to someone exerting influence over another person, much like a puppeteer controls a puppet. The person doing the puppet mastering typically wants to gain power or achieve something by subtly or covertly guiding you, often for their benefit. Yes, so that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it, because it could be like putting you in an awkward situation. It could be your friend, it could be a coworker. It can be, like, people like to think that you can just walk away from people and stuff don't affect you. People can literally put you in a bad physical situation, can have you at the wrong place at the wrong time, or can say that they're going to help you do X, Y, and Z and then leave you hanging. Now you stuck and got to find another way to do whatever it may be. And now your life suffers because this person didn't do what they said they was going to do. And then on top of that, turn around and talk trash to you. Yes, because at work yesterday, I really didn't want to talk about work, but at work yesterday, well, first of all, last Friday, my coworker, she came in at 5 o'clock instead of 4 o'clock. The schedule is from 2 to 10. They hired her to be there at 4 o'clock. She came in at 5 o'clock. So that's too late for her to cook dinner. So I cooked dinner Thursday and Friday. And then yesterday was Monday. They didn't have anybody on the schedule from 2 to 10. So I had to call my supervisor and tell her, is anybody coming in from 2 to 10 today? She said, not that I know of. She said, well, you can call the night person and see if he can come in early. And I called him and he said he won't be able to come in at 8. He can come in at 9. But why am I calling somebody to see if they can be here when you all are not even staffing the house like it needs to be staffed? Like, so I had to do what I had to do because, first of all, I don't think that's even legal for me to be there by myself. Second of all, why am I doing the supervisor job? Third of all, she's talking about I don't want to argue about it. No, it's nothing to argue about. I shouldn't have to be put in a situation to have to find no staff. I'm not no supervisor. Like, that just really just, it seemed like they trying to puppet master me. And like I said, if it adds up, because for one thing, it's like I'm working around everybody and getting the short end of the stick. I'm picking up people's slack. I'm not asking nobody for no favors. I'm asking people to do their job. Why would you hire somebody to work from 4 to 10 when the shift is clearly 2 to 10, and then she came in at 5, and then I have to cook 3 days in a row? Then, yeah, no. So, and I can't just quit my job. You can't. That's the thing about it. because I have bills to pay. People can't just, people be like, well, you need to find another job. Yes, it takes time to find another job. You just don't go from one job to the next job because people are trying to puppet master you and X, Y, and Z. It's other steps that needs to be taken before I just up and leave. And I've been, you know, the manipulation can involve tactics such as, number one, emotional manipulation, playing on your emotions to get you to act in a certain way. Yes, because that's what they do at my job. They say things. I was telling my friend last night, when you apply for jobs and they ask you, how would you handle this situation? And they give you 4 multiple choice questions. And you'll have 2 of them that's a good response. What if you have a difficult customer call you? What would you say? Would you do this, that, or this? Which one would you do? You know, people be lying on them tests because they don't act like that. They don't talk like that in real life. People do not know how to talk to people in real life. People do not know how to respond to people. I used to do customer service and I was very professional. I never had nobody complain about me. But then you have some people that talk like they talking to their friend and they, you know, they don't know how to be professional. So that's what I deal with at work. It's like I told my supervisor, there's nobody on the schedule for 2 to 10 today. And the thing about it is I work from 12 to 8. I have to leave I have to stay there to 10 if they don't have anybody come in to relieve me. So why would you, that's the only reason why I have to call my supervisor is because I cannot leave unless somebody is there at 8 o'clock for me to leave. But that does not even, so the guy that I called him, the overnight person, he said that he could be there at 9 o'clock. But that still does not help me because I'm still there. That means I would have had to still been there by myself all day. But this lady came at 5:30 and they didn't tell me that she was going to come. They said that she told me that they had called her and just told her, can she come? You know, like it's just so unprofessional and they don't know how this mentally affects me. So that's why I had to call off work today. It's so stressful. I got to take a break today. And then I'm off work tomorrow. I had to call off work today and then I'm off tomorrow because I just can't do it. The way my mind and body and soul and spirit is set up, I can't handle stuff like that. I cannot ignore all of that. I can't ignore the fact that my coworker quit in January that used to work 2 to 10. They still have not found a permanent person to work from 2 to 10. And that is affecting me because I work from 12 to 8. And so I always end up calling the supervisor around 2:30 to say, who's on the schedule? There's nobody here. X, Y, and Z. And then they telling me, I say, I have to cook and I have to do this and I have to do that. They're talking about that's your job. No, you all are not about to overwork me and then gaslight me on top of that. So they really trying to puppet master me. Number 2 is gaslighting, making you doubt your own reality or perception of events. Yes, that's what they do, trying to gaslight me. Number 3, exploiting weaknesses, using knowledge of your vulnerabilities to control you. Yes, that's what they do. They exploit your weaknesses. They may think, oh, well, you need this job, you need this money, so let me talk to you crazy and all of this and that. You're not going to do nothing. Like my supervisor told me, she said, well, you can leave today at 8 o'clock, but in the future, I'm like, in the future, I need to find another job because I should not be put in this situation ever again. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I hate to, be a Debbie Downer and bring this to you all, but life is not peaches and cream. And this just have to be said. The people, beware of those kind of manipulation tactics and people intentionally puppet mastering you and putting you in vulnerable situations and having you compromising your mind, body, soul, and spirit, having you do more. Yeah, so beware of people pulling the strings behind the scenes. That's what this video is about. People low-key pull the strings behind the scenes and have you doing things that don't have nothing to do with you. That's not your responsibility. People pull the strings behind the scenes and have you doing things that's not your responsibility. Point blank, period. And that's what they do. And that's what they doing. And that's called puppet mastering. That's what they do. Yes. So, and you, it's subtle and it's covert and it adds up. It piles up over time. And it may take you a few days to realize that, hey, wait a minute. Okay, so you all, you don't have nobody to work from 2 to 10. So this lady, she come in at 4. She supposed to be there from 4 to 10, but she came in at 5. Okay, so I made an exception for her to come in at 5. Now you all made an exception for her to come in basically whenever she feel like, because she work at another job overnight. So people making all these exceptions for somebody else, and that's inconveniencing me. That's affecting me, because now since she can't be there at 2 o'clock, she can't take turns with the duties and responsibilities of the job. So I have to be responsible for everything 2 and 3 days in a row, because you all don't have nobody there from 2 to 10. And so yeah, that's just so annoying. And then telling me to call this person to see if they can come in yesterday. That's not my responsibility. I'm not getting paid to staff this place. Why am I calling anybody so they can come in today so I can leave at 8 o'clock? It's the middle of March. You mean to tell me why the lady didn't have nobody on the schedule? That's because I was the only one at work. And that's what people do. Like, it's like I was comparing my job to like a person working at a gas station. You got 2 registers and you have only one person there. Or you go to Walmart and you'll have all of these lanes, but then you have one person checking out everybody. Like, why would you overwork this one person? Hire 2 people. Make sure it's 2 people there. Of course, I could do the job, but why would you want to overwork me like that and think that it's okay? I'm not doing that. I told the lady, I said, well, I need a raise. She's talking about I can't give you a raise. Well, then I told her, she's talking about for the future reference, I need to find me another job, because I will never stay to 10 o'clock under short notice like that because of the lack of responsibility, because they didn't do what they didn't put nobody on a schedule. I will never do that. The only way I'm staying to 10 o'clock is if it's an emergency. Somebody is on the schedule from 2 to 10 and they have something going on and they can't make it there. That would be different. But for them to not put anybody on a schedule is just unacceptable. And I told them, for future reference, it would make more sense to call me and ask me and say, can you come in at 2 o'clock instead of 12 o'clock and stay till 10, because we cannot find anybody to work from 2 to 10 today. That makes more sense. Do not have me come in at 12 o'clock on my regular shift and then you expect me to stay an extra 2 hours over, and I was not planning on doing that. I will never do that. That will be the day that they have to fire me, because I'm leaving at 8 o'clock. And I told her that. But anyway, this video is about puppet mastering. Number 4 is social influence. Pressuring or convincing you to make decisions that align with their goals. Okay, yes, because it seemed like people, they gonna do what's in their best interest. If they don't want to do their job, like my supervisor didn't want to call to make sure that somebody was there, or she didn't act like she wanted to do it on the phone with me. She tried to put it in my hands so she wouldn't have to do it. So pressuring me or convincing me to make decisions that don't align with my goals. Yeah, so I should not have to call anybody. In general, when someone is described as puppet mastering another, it implies they're attempting to control or influence the other person in a hidden, underhanded, or subtle way. And that's the issue. That's why it's diabolical. That's why it's so diabolical. It's so diabolical because when people are trying to puppet master you, because they're doing it in an underhanded way, and it's a hidden way. A hidden way. It's not. It's behind the scenes. It's like filling out a job application. It's like everything that stopping you from living your best life, everything that's behind the scenes that's hindering you from getting to your next destination, everything that's an obstacle in your way that is out of your control, that type of stuff, that's diabolical to me. Because it's like, why you all, it's like, that's black magic, that's witchcraft, that's hexes and all this stuff. Like all this my job, that chaos and confusion that they doing is underhanded, and it's subtle, and it's, like, I live my life. I'm a high vibrational person, and I live a peaceful life in real life. So when I go to work, why is it that when I go to work, the job is not the issue? It's my management that's stressing me out, or trying to attempt to stress me out, but because they're not doing their job. And it's crazy because it's diabolical. That's the only word I can really, that sums it up. It's diabolical because I do my job and all of this and that, and it's a lot of people out here that intentionally pull the strings behind the scenes and have put people in awkward situations, because their lack of responsibility, and they're not doing what they supposed to do, and everything falling on you, and it feel like you picking up the slack. So it's deeper than you person saying negative gaslighting words to you. Yeah, that's the cherry on top. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back, because not only are you putting me in an awkward bad situation where you're overworking me and having me do things that has nothing to do with me, and I'm picking up the slack for everybody, you're also saying negative things, talking about, I'm not trying to argue with you, and for future reference, you can leave at 8 today, but in the future, like she was about to say, I have to stay. In the future, I will never stay under these circumstances. You all have a job to do, and that is to make sure there is 2 people that's here at this location, not 1. The state is literally paying them to staff that place, that location, with 2 people. I should never be there by myself, and I should not have to go through this, and I should not have to deal with this, and I should not have to work around nobody else's schedule. The schedule is from, my schedule is from 12 to 8, and the next shift is from 2 to 10. What's so hard about that? What's the problem? What is there to argue about? What is the problem here? I'm trying to understand. They making a problem there should not be a problem, and it should not be an issue. And that's a problem for me, that you are making this more complicated than it has to be. And that's a form of gaslighting, puppet mastering, and emotional manipulation is what that is. So yes, beware of these people, of people putting you in situations and making you be responsible for their irresponsibility. Don't let nobody keep on putting this one person slacking over here and then another person slacking over there, and you picking up the slack and cleaning up everybody's mess. I'm not doing that. That's why I called off today. And that coworker is gonna have to be there by herself, and she gonna have to do her research, and they gonna have to figure it out on their own. Anyway, be safe. Much love and light. See you next time. Peace.